Hi, and welcome back to Retro Room, and today we're going to be talking about former club kid Susanne Bartsch. So, Susanne Bartsch was featured in a lot of Nelson Sullivan's videos that you can view on the YouTube channel 5 9th Avenue Project, including going to Susanne Bartsch's early New Year's Eve party in Palladium in 1988, Inside the Copacabana with Susanne Bartsch in 1988, Billy Beyond, Susanne Bartsch, and more backstage at the Pyramid Club, Behind the Velvet Ropes at the Copacabana in 1988 for a Susanne Bartsch party, and Susanne Bartsch's Love Ball, May 10, 1989, the complete tape. Taking a look at her Wikipedia page, here is some of what it has to say. Susanne Bartsch is an event producer whose outlandish, over-the-top monthly parties at the Copacabana in the late 1980s made her an icon of New York nightlife. Miss Bartsch's name, according to the New York Times, is the nightlife equivalent of a couture label. Thanks to the numerous extravaganzas she staged in cities from Montreal to Miami. Born in Switzerland, Bartsch left her family at the age of 17 and moved to London, where she became an intimate of celebrities such as Jimmy Page, Malcolm McLean, and many others. After moving to New York City in 1981, she opened a clothing boutique in Soho that provided early exposure for British designers including Vivienne Westwood, Body Map, and John Galliano. She also helped launch the careers of young American designers Alpana Bawa and Michael Leva, and was an associate of the Club Kids. By the late 1980s, the economy was slowing, and with retail sales for edgy clothing increasingly difficult, Bartsch began organizing weekly parties at prominent New York City nightclubs such as Savage, Bentley's, and finally the Copacabana. Bartsch created the Love Ball in 1989 and raised $2.5 million to fight AIDS. For the first time, dance, voguing, presentation, and houses inspired by drag balls in Harlem were introduced to a national audience. Bartsch took part in philanthropic work, running annual holiday toy drives along with her partner David Barton, whom she married in a lavish 1995 wedding. The pair separated in late 2010. In 2015, the museum at FIT mounted an exhibit celebrating her famous costumes. Susanne Bartsch also has her own website called Bartschland. Here is what her About page says. Susanne Bartsch is New York City's patron saint of transformation and inclusion. Parties she's thrown for 3 decades from Paris to Tokyo have provided a venue for countless creative souls and creatures to express themselves, come together, and forget the humdrum of the everyday. As Suzanne Schulman wrote in 2015 New York Times profile, Suzanne's empire continues to flourish, particularly among scene seekers too green to know her history. Wherever Miss Bartsch goes, others seem to follow, as if summoned by the blast of her fake eyelashes. Fashion mogul John Badham once referred to Susanne as Mother Teresa in a glitter G-string. Born in Switzerland, Susanne escaped the conformist housefrau life and moved to London at 17. While there, she sold antiques and clothing at Chelsea Market and befriended the rock royalty and underground fashionistas of the time. She moved to New York in 1981 and opened a store in Soho where she imported all of her favorite British designers, many of whom were still in school. The London avant-garde fashions were a hit and the shop became a center of the downtown fashion scene. In 1987, Susanne threw her first party at Savage, a club below the Chelsea Hotel on a lark. The weekly parties became the place to see and be seen for a trend-setting group of New Yorkers and ushered in a new era of nightlife, one that mixed uptown and downtown, gay and straight, chic and street. In 1989, devastated by the many friends she had lost to AIDS, Bartsch created the Love Ball, an event that rallied the fashion community to raise awareness and raise funds for AIDS research. The Love Ball was followed by the Love Ball 2, The Crowning Glory, The Happening at the Playboy Mansion in LA, and Ballade de l'Amour at Folies Bergès in Paris, ultimately raising over $2.5 million. Susanne has become notorious for the beautiful, strange, and outlandishly dressed people who flock to her events for clients such as Doers, Sunny and Barney's, and at venues like the Soho Grand Hotel, Lebain, and Top of the Standard. Miss Bartsch's name, wrote the New York Times, is the equivalent to a couture label. The colorful crowd has followed her for 3 decades and still gather at her current weekly bashes in New York and special events around the world. Susanne Bartsch was also featured in an episode of RuPaul Drives, uploaded by WoW Presents, in April of 2014. In the video, RuPaul credits Bartsch as the driving force behind his ultimate success in New York City. The pair discusses Susanne's early years in New York City and also discuss what she believes it takes to become a celebrity nowadays in New York City. I will post a link for this video below, as well as links to Bartschland and to the Susanne Bartsch Wikipedia. That's all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I want to thank you for watching. Please consider subscribing to Retro Room by clicking the kitty. I would really appreciate it, and I will see you guys again for my next upload.